Awareness, Health and Environmental Alternatives, starring internationally acclaimed investigative reporter, compelled to help change people's lives. Two-time winner Crystal Awards, the man who tells it like it is, Basil Gold.
I want to read you a few did you knows from the Awareness Household Manual. Did you know going to the doctor is the #1 cause of death in America? Keep going, folks. Did you know that 99% of the diseases are not handed down in the genes? It's the habits and the lifestyles that are handed down. Did you know that water in America is the #1 cause of diseases in America? Did you know that all soaps, shampoos, conditioners are loaded with petrochemicals, animal fats, preservatives, colorings, and they actually cause cancer? There's over 100 did you knows in the book. I just thought I'd read you a few. However, I want to speak about coral calcium and other supplements and phytonutrients, high energy frequency foods that can turn your state of disease around. Right now, let's have a look at Bob Barefoot, who you've all seen on TV recently. And then Dr. Bob Marshall is going to come in and we're going to clarify coral calcium, which is junk and which works. Bob, I want to ask you the importance of calcium first and foremost in the body. Why is it considered the most important?
Well, your question also can be extrapolated a little because today all the newspapers, all the most famous magazines are also reflecting your question, the importance of calcium. The U.S. World News Report, May 3rd issue, for example, says that calcium prevents cancer, calcium prevents high blood pressure, and calcium prevents PMS. And for a newspaper to say that, they don't say it without verification and lawyers.
Absolutely.
And then the Reader's Digest, and this is the February issue, the super nutrient. They claim that it eliminates PMS, high blood pressure, and prevents cancer.
Now, you could not get rid of a disease if you didn't have calcium.
That's correct.
That's impossible.
But all these articles are also saying that through calcium supplements, you can cure cancer, you can cure PMS, you can cure high blood pressure.
Clarify for me coral calcium. America spent $600 million on it from November last year till May this year, thinking they got the real deal.
Yeah. Well, you know, for many years we have researched the best sources of minerals, and in my work in researching minerals, I tested over 20 forms of coral and found that literally all of them were junk. And then I happened across, only by the efforts of a colleague, I happened across another coral, which was Sango marine coral from Okinawa. And this one, of over 2,500 species, this is the only one that was highly ionized. It was the only one that was also 2 parts calcium, 1 part magnesium, because almost all the other corals, literally all of them, are about 35, 37% calcium and 2 or 3% magnesium. So they're really not a match to the body. But the real key in coral is that it has a living matrix, the Okinawan coral, a living matrix that's the perfect key to unlock your cell and give the cell what it needs. And I think one of the reasons that Bob Barefoot is so enthusiastic about coral is because the right form has been proven to be astronomically beneficial in Japan. It's the #1 selling supplement in Japan, not junk forms of coral, but the Okinawan Sango marine coral. That's the one that's really shown to do the job.
And that's not what Bob Barefoot is selling, by the way.
Well, he's gone back and forth, and unfortunately, in the last 6 months, we've also seen Consumers Union come in and tell us that there's lead in coral. Well, you know, Basil, back in 1950, we knew there was lead in many of the corals, and truly that's so. But the Okinawan coral, the marine coral, does not have that problem, and it's assayed. Every single batch is assayed by the Okinawan government, not by the manufacturer himself, but the government. And there is very, very low levels, if not insignificant levels, of total toxic elements, not just lead, in the real thing, the Okinawan marine coral.
Now, the ones that are out there on the market, they have excipients in it?
Now, that's another problem you're entering into. We were just talking about getting the raw material, and as you and I talked before this broadcast, okay, we now have found a good raw material. Well, that doesn't mean you, the consumer, are going to be getting good coral because there may be after they obtain the coral, there may be things that happen to it between the time it's obtained and the time it's in a capsule or in a bottle coming to you.
What are some of the pitfalls?
Well, if it's encapsulated, we would see that they may have added talcum powder, a known carcinogen in Europe, a suspect one in America, or they may have added magnesium stearate or calcium stearate. These are known excellent flowing agents, but are also known to be immune suppressant. And so the coral may be sabotaged on the way to you, and in addition...
defeating the object, taking
exactly.
an alkaline product and really creating an acidic product.
Creating a problem with the product. And the trick of this problem is at first it helps you. And then over time, these toxins build up, and you start having problems, but you don't associate it with that product because it first helped you.
Because it made you
so
feel
it's
better.
very deceptive. Yeah. And this is part of the reason why I think coral has risen, though, is it is such a benefit. And as you've pointed out, the food is so mineral deficient. And in that deficiency, one of the best things we can do is bring something that corrects that mineral deficiency, since the minerals are the currency of the cell. And is that the superfood that we would want everyone to have? No, but it's a stopgap to help boost the existing food. And as we'll see a little later, there's others that are much more powerful. And if we have a moment, maybe we could give a little demonstration of what the listeners, the public, could do to learn how to test for themselves.
Okay, let's do a quick little testing. This is interesting.
This
we only
is
have
going to be
a
fun.
minute and a half left.
Dr. Omura, a medical doctor, has patented an O-ring test. This is where you make an O out of your ring finger and your thumb. You do not you do not lock either finger, like bending the ring finger back or the thumb, and you hold like this. And Basil, you'll be kind enough to demonstrate.
Okay.
So you'll make an O, and we'll just put your hand down like this, just relax. And so we're not going to let him lock this back finger out, so make an O. And now we're going to just see how much force it takes to just gently begin to separate his fingers, okay? And we remember that force. Then what we're going to do is take any supplement that we're interested in, and we're going to see if this supplement is non-toxic or toxic. What was shown by Dr. Omura is if this is placed out of your field, so if we would have placed it over here and just tap on it a few times, and now you would have put 2 fingers on it, we can now come back and see if you're as strong.
Oh, wow.
And you can see you're much weaker.
Yeah, it just went open. Wow.
So this product may actually have some chemical that's...
Wait, let's do this again, because I've always been a skeptic about this. Can we test something good? I want
Let's
to
test something good.
Okay, so I know how easy that
So here's
would
something
be.
good. We're going to tap on it 4 times to stress its field. We're going to put 2 fingers on it only, and now hold strong as you can, and you're extremely strong.
Whoa, do that again?
One more time. Super strong. I cannot separate you. You're stronger than you were in the clear. Now, what your listeners can do is you can learn this technique so that you're going to be able to test food in the supermarket. You can test a supplement to see if it may have a toxic tag along to bother you. And you don't need to take anybody's word for it. You're now in charge. And that's what Basil and I would love to give you today and empower you to do. Do not lock your fingers out. Just a no. You do need someone to help you, but it's kind of fun to go shopping together. Yeah. And you know, if you've left a supplement on the dash of your car and you wonder if it's still good, this is the way to find out, because you can make a good product bad by heating it or mishandling it. And so now you have a way to tell.
So there you go. All you do is hold the food and have somebody see if your hand just opens up real easy or wow, and it works.
And if you want it to test if this is good for you or not, you now bring it into your field. So first you want to make sure it's not toxic, and then you want to bring it into your field and test. See? So let's take one that's not toxic and put that in and hold it, and let's see if that's good for you. Strong as you can. And that is very good for you. You're literally inseparable. You're a strong guy.
Wow. Wow. And then do that one more time, very quick.
Okay. Put that in your field, strong as you can.
Oh, shh. Okay, I'm convinced. Okay, so Dr. Bob, you and I both know there's more needed on a daily basis.
Absolutely.
Tell me about all the other phytonutrient foods, high-energy foods that are not out there on the market and people are not finding them.
Well, number one, Basil, most Americans, literally every American, needs an oil change. They need really good essential fatty acids. They're not getting them from the diet, and they really have to supplement those. The next category is the overeating and the increased cooking of our food leads us to need the digestive enzymes. And this is something that we really need to supplement whenever we eat cooked food. If you're eating raw food, there's no enzymes required. It contains its own. And
So the body steals enzymes from the other parts of the
the
body.
organs and glands,
So we need to
and it
replace those.
increases the risk for cancer. So by taking an enzyme, we don't put that burden on the body.
Okay.
Then the final category is antioxidants. In the last 25 years, we've had a 50% reduction in antioxidant literature. As a result, we need to boost our antioxidant protection because we've also had 20,000 new chemicals coming into the environment since 1968. So we really are challenged. Our health is really under siege. So you need to get a great antioxidant. One of my favorites would be dihydrolipoic acid, which is now available.
Absolutely.
Quench
Read the
every known free radical that occurs in the human body. These are the kinds of ACEs you need to bring into your family. Inexpensive, simple, and readily available now.
Right, stop spending all your money, folks, on closets that are full of bottles and bottles and bottles. Really, it's junk. 99% is junk. I mean, I've looked at 4,000 products a year for the last 10 years. So I know the products. There's the scientist. You want to know how to find these things, how to find high-frequency foods that are on the same frequency as your body or even above, making it medicinal. You give me a call. Our telephone number will appear on the screen. Remember, we don't sell products, but we can tell you how you can find these things without wasting your money and buying the junk.
And you can get to our website through Basil to learn more about the testing that we showed you today.
Yeah, and you can see the efficacy and worthiness of that test through the websites, and we'll give you all that information. So, Bob, thanks for coming into Vegas, folks. Thanks for listening. I hope you did take heed. Change your lifestyles. Live naturally. You will be amazed at the results.
Thanks for having me.
God bless.